Hello, how's everyone doing today? I'm doing good. I've been busy as a bee, haha, as it were. I've started working on some bee-themed journals. Yeah, I couldn't decide what junk journals I wanted to make next, or junk journal, I should say, but it's definitely turned into journals. But yeah, after the magical journals, I wasn't sure, so I've decided on my bee journals because I've been gathering stuff for these forever. So yeah, what I've got today is these are some of the pages that I've got for one of the journals, and what they are is they're pages that, I mean, I like them, but I also want to do a little bit to them. Like this one, for example, love that that's like yellow and black, but this page is really blank, so I may kind of put a little something there, maybe. I mean, I guess, you know what, that is really good for a writing surface, so maybe I won't, but maybe I'll cover maybe that or one of these with maybe some tissue paper to kind of, you know, or a napkin or something. And this, I mean, that's beautiful. But again, one of these would be really cute covered with a pattern napkin. Oh, and pages like this. Okay, so the page is great. There's lots of flowers and things. But I mean, there's a great big strip here kind of thing of just text. So I may put something there to kind of decorate it. And pages like this. Like 3 of these pages I really like. This one's got flowers, that one's got flowers, this one's got flowers. This one's kind of meh, so I think I'll just kind of cover it. But you're going to see it's still going to be see-through, so it'll still be interesting kind of thing. So yeah, and then this sheet music. I mean, it's 4 pages. It'll be 4 pages of sheet music, so I think maybe I'll cover one. And things like this. Again, just to add interest in some of these like kind of blanker pages. And I have this. I have a bunch of this. I have 3 different sizes of the hexagonal paper. If you're looking for it, it's just hexagonal graph paper, and it's used apparently for Dungeons and Dragons and some other things. I don't know what else, but yeah. So I've got them. They're just plain. So I think I'm going to maybe put a little bit on those. So yeah, this one, scrapbooking paper. I mean, I like this, the gradient, but here I find the gray is a bit much, so maybe I'll kind of put at least on part of the page, maybe some yellow or something. Yeah, so I've got those. This is a page that I took out of I think an organ book. Yeah, music. So this will go in and it'll be folded. I've got some little scrap paper on there already, and this was a little page about bees, but yeah, what I'll do is probably put some more on there. So what I've got going on is I've got some paper napkins. Now, I don't have many bee paper napkins, surprisingly. I thought I did. This is it, pretty much. This has 2 bees on it. And then I have this little bit. I thought I had bought some bee napkins, but I guess I didn't. But yeah, anyway, I've got a bunch of like black and white, a lot of black and white going on, some browns, things like that, yellows, bunch of yellows. Yeah, and that one's a flower. Isn't that cool? So yeah, and then I have some baby wipes too that were really interesting. That I could also decoupage. These baby wipes, I had used these baby wipe paper towel. I use them when I'm like dyeing and doing like painty papers and things. So these are kind of like, you know, I wipe things up or whatever. Yeah, and look, I've even got a honeycomb pattern on there from one of my stencils. So yeah, I always keep those. They're good for backgrounds. And then I also have these little interesting bits and pieces. It's just like little text and things. So that's great for layering and making some interest. And then, oh, and I also have some colored tissue paper. But I also have these. These are my pattern tissue paper. This is like the star of the show. Look at this. I lost my mind when I found this in HomeSense. So isn't that gorgeous? And I had done a test a while ago with the gel medium. And yeah, I mean, they're still actually really bright, but as you can see, they're not as metallic. So yeah, I covered them with that medium down here. So I'm going to need to just stick it to the page and not cover the top of it kind of thing. Because yeah, that's, you know, it looks awesomest that way. Yeah, so we're going to play around with that. And I got some other bee themed things and then some more metallic. Isn't that cute? That's cool. And then some other, yeah, just bits and pieces of tissue paper. All right, I don't know what I want to start with. I was kind of looking and I was like, oh yeah, maybe I'll start with that. And then I kind of, yeah, I got sidetracked and forgot which one it was I wanted to start with. Story of my life, right? Let's see. Well, I'll start with this one because why not? Oh, I know what I'll start with. Hang on. when I was going through my bee theme things, I had stuck this in there. This was just like a junk mail postcard, and I had done some painting on it and some stenciling, as you can see. And yeah, it's gonna end up being like a little fold open kind of journal card kind of thing. So I was looking through and I'm like, what could I put on it? I think this is gonna be the back, because I'll just leave that really cute like that. But I found this little poem from Shakespeare, where the bee sucks, there I blah 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 blah, where the bee sucks, where the bee sucks, there suck I, in a cowslip's bell I lie, there I couch when owls do cry, on the bat's back I do fly, after summer merrily, merrily, merrily shall I live now, under the blossom that hangs on the bough. So I thought that was really pretty, so I'm going to put that there. And then I had this little group of hives from some I don't know, kid's book probably. So I kind of thought like that. And then I had these bees from the antiquarian sticker book. Oh, I'm going to grab my little teeny tiny scissors, which are way easier to fussy cut with. I just have my big ones. So yeah, I think I'll put those on there. And then, as you can see, the antiquarian stickers, they're not too bad. Like the amount of like blue, the border they have around them, it's not too bad. I don't need to cut it all off exactly, but yeah. Oop. Yeah, as you can see, it's not bad. I just kind of like maybe clean it up a little bit, like kind of make it a little more to the form of the bee. So yeah, we'll just do that a little bit. There we go. Oop. And I'm also going to do some, not in this video today, but I'm also going to do some stamping and stenciling and things on pages. I gotta get to Deb's to see what she has for bee stamps. I think I might have like one or two, but I mean, she's the one with the ginormous stamp collection, so I will be, yeah, raiding her stash. Okay, let's cut these little babies out. Boop. And this one. He's cute. I don't know what kind of bee he is, but he's cute. Okay. So yeah, the antiquarian sticker book, as much as I love the pictures in it, like the stick is terrible. It's horrible. So the reason why I'm sticking this on with the gel medium is because this is, it's acrylic paint. And I did put clear gesso on it by the feel of it. So it's got tooth, meaning it's got some grit kind of thing. But I don't know if glue would stick to that. So I'm just going to put it on with some of this. I do have this. I haven't really used this a whole lot. It's a little makeup squeegee thing. And it's like silicone. So it's supposed to kind of spread. Okay, yeah. Because you don't want it too thick. Like you only need a bit to stick an image on. Okay. Let's see if this works. There. I'll put this on there. Oh, of course, there's a hair in there. Right from the get-go. Got a hair. And I wiped this mat off and everything. Shout out to Rob for finding me this silicone mat thing. I was like, I thought we had one. And he's like, yeah, we do. So he went and found it. Good thing, because I would have gone crazy looking for it. I wouldn't have found it. I don't know. He had it poked somewhere, I think. Okay, I'll put this a little bit. There. So yeah, you put it down, use it as a glue, and then you put it on top to use it as a sealer. Works as both. All right, so I'm going to put a couple little bees, and I think I'm going to put one on the back too, or what will be the back. Now, this might actually, well, I covered it with clear gesso, so shouldn't be too bad. Dull this metallic paint a bit, just like on the bee tissue paper, but it shouldn't be too bad. Just peel. I'll stick him on there. Boop. And then I'll do this one. Where do I want to put him? Kind of there, maybe? So yeah, I kind of try to figure out which pages I want to do one technique on, like the like this, the decoupage with the paper napkins and tissue paper and things, and then kind of do them all at once, at least for one journal. Makes life, you know, much easier. Okay, there we go. So I'm gonna set that aside to dry. And we'll move on to the next one here. So yeah, this one I was gonna do a second. I want it on there, I think on here. And, okay, that's not too bad. I was gonna say, I don't really want, I guess it doesn't matter if I do get it on the other pages. It doesn't really matter. It's clear medium. So let's see, what are we gonna do? Let's do a napkin. I really like the these napkins with the black and white. Now, a lot of these I've already taken the insides, like the other layers, off of, which is handy. Thank you, past me. Now, you can kind of tear it, or you can do the, people do the, that looks like a little dog nose. Doesn't look like a dog nose? That's so cute. People do the, what do you call it there? The, like the paintbrush. Use the paintbrush with water to kind of go around it. But honestly, I think I'll just, kind of, well, no, I don't have a paintbrush with me, so whatever. A small one. I brought a bigger one. Yeah, the thing with a paintbrush is, I like to use like a soft one because it can tear the napkin, and I have an especially heavy hand, so yeah, I'm prone to tearing napkins, especially when they get like soggy with the medium. I'm just gonna write down here. Oh, maybe I can carry it over to the next page actually. Oh yeah, let's do that. I'll do it here and then carry it right over to the next page. Yeah, boom. See what I mean? Do you see my vision? I'm gonna get baby wipe, and I need a drink. All right. Okay, where do I need to put this medium? Right over to here, kind of thing. Okay, and right up to there. Okay. So yeah, I kind of work like kind of quickly because it doesn't dry like super fast, but it does dry pretty, yeah, there's not a huge working time. It is pretty much a glue, so. Yeah, you don't want it too thick because then it'll make the napkin super soggy. And if there's bubbles of glue under the napkin, then yeah, you're way more prone to tear it. So, okay. Now kind of smooth it, which helps if, yeah, you've got medium on your brush to do that. So I'm trying to smooth kind of from the center out to hopefully get as many wrinkles out of it as you can. With a big piece like this, it's not, yeah, it's not easy to get all the wrinkles out. I mean, you probably aren't going to get all the wrinkles out, but that's fine. They're barely noticeable. Okay. And you can layer them too. You can, yeah, I could put this down and then maybe put like some flowers or something. Yeah, maybe I'll do that to show you guys. I mean, I do like the layers that's going on now, the piano. Oh yeah, and work from the center of the napkin out. I just pulled back this way and it wrinkles the edges, the cut edges. So don't do that. I wasn't thinking. So what I usually use for decoupage is like a soft bristled brush. Like this one's pretty soft. If you use anything too stiff, then yeah, you run the risk of yeah, damaging your napkin even more. Okay, what am I going to put on that? Maybe a little bit of yellow something. Like I have these flowers. I love these napkins. I've been hoarding these napkins for quite a few years now. Okay, I'm gonna do. Well, the thing I find with napkin decoupage is you will see the white outline. So if you want to be really picky about trimming your napkin down, by all means, definitely do that. It is kind of why I prefer usually, like for decoupage, I like doing the beeswax. It's just as messy and blah, blah, blah. And it adds a lot of weight to your pages. And yeah, even like a thin coat of beeswax, yeah, it ends up adding more weight than just your mediums do. But it does make the white background transparent. So it's kind of nice like that. So that's still nice and tacky. So I'm just going to kind of pat that down. So you can do this with like Mod Podge too and stuff. You just got to be careful. You want it to be matte. Or if you have like a glossy, just go over it afterwards with like a clear gesso. Test that out first because you may not like the feel of it. Clear gesso is very like, yeah, very toothy. Or someone that dries, that'll show up a bit better. Do I want to put maybe another little bit over there because there's a little bit down here? I think I do. Yeah, so I'm just going to cut right across here. Boop. Oh, and what I do too is to help myself, usually I, when I haul out my tissue paper especially, I'll just take like a piece off of like each sheet kind of thing. Because like something like this kind of thing, because if you're messing around with whole sheets, then it's a real pain, especially if your hands are going to get sticky with medium, etc., etc. Okay. So yeah, do it up here. You guys see that? Hang on, I'll slide over a little bit. I don't want to slide. Well, I can slide this. Okay, there we go. All right, sorry about that. Oh. See, very enthusiastic brushing. I flicked some medium. So this is just going to be this. So yeah, I'm going to build some pages up in layers kind of thing. So this, it has the background. And then I kind of add this. And then, I can add maybe some torn paper or something for a writing surface. Although in my junk journals, I don't like putting like just writing surfaces kind of thing. I like to leave some pages, just pretty graphics and things or whatever, pretty designs. Because then that way the person can, add their own photos or whatever. Okay. So that one is fini. Now you got to have some space to like lay these on as they dry. So I've got my cafeteria trays and I'm just going to kind of lay them all over. I've got like different areas of the craft room here. I didn't make room like I should have, but here we are. Okay, what are we doing next? Maybe I'll do one of these pages. The cool. Now I don't want to put anything too, it's 2 pages. I don't want to put anything too dark on it because if I put something dark, you're not going to see the honeycomb like pattern too well through it, or like large dark patches kind of thing. But if I use something, let's see here, like this, I don't want to use this whole thing because I've literally got like a little piece of this napkin, but like something like that, like, isn't that so cool? That looks so cool. let's see if maybe I'll put some, or two. I was going to do, what I'm trying to do, I am doing a few journals. I'm doing a couple big ones and then a couple small ones. Yeah, because I have so much of everything. Of course, this is the way I roll. And so, I think I'm going to do them kind of differently though. They're not all going to be the same. Like one's going to be mostly like blacks and yellows kind of thing. One's going to be a lot of, I think, like browns and yellows or whatever. So like more vintagey kind of thing. And then I think one I'm going to do more colorful, like a lot of like colorful flowers and things in it. Not just, you know, focus on the bees kind of thing. So yeah, trying to keep that in mind as I decorate pages here. Although these are all for the one journal, so okay. So yeah, I think the journal is going to be like a lot of like blacks and browns and yellows. That's what that one's going to be. Or this one, that one, or this one. So I'm doing the big journals first because then any offcuts I have and things like that will be able to be used in the smaller journals. So say I have like a 12 by 12 scrapbooking page and I cut a page off or cut a bunch off it for this, and then I have like a little leftover little foldy part that can go in a smaller journal. Little foldy part. These are technical terms, folks. Like I think that'll look really pretty. Let's see. I mean, you could experiment with this. I don't know how it would be with like glue. You got to be careful because the water content in a lot of things are a lot higher. So like if you use like white school glue, chances are it might ripple your paper or be too thick or be too thin or whatever. The medium is made for this, but yeah, and this is just gel medium. But you can also, I bought this at thecraftersworkshop.com, but you can also get it at like Michael's in the art section. It's probably cheaper in the art section. I don't know if they sell it in the scrapbooking section too or whatever, or the, you know, because paper crafting section. But if they do, it's probably a lot more than it is in the art section. It's expensive, but if you use Michael's coupon, I mean, you can get like a great big container of it for, you know, I mean, it's expensive, but yeah, I don't know, like, I think the big ones cost like 75, 80 bucks. But if you get your Michael's coupon, and that's Canadian, so you Americans will get it cheaper. And I'm sure there's other cheaper, like this I think was $15. So, I mean, that's a little much. You don't get a whole lot kind of thing. It doesn't, if you're decoupaging, it does not last very long. You're doing all this layering and stuff. But, yeah, I mean, not like that's any worse than art glitter glue, right? Oh. I was so not going to get on the art glitter glue bandwagon. I'm like, I don't care how much better it supposedly is. It's not worth like $40 a bottle. But here I am, converted. That's like paying $10 for a glue stick too. I haven't done that yet. There. I think that's really cool. And then what I'll do is I'll come back later and, you know, put some bee stickers or something like that. Maybe do a little stenciling over it or something. Where am I going to put this? I'm going to have these trays all over my room. All right, what are we doing next? Let's do something with the metallics. I was kind of thinking of this one. I'm not big on this gray stripe, but I mean, it does work for, you know, if you want to use it for a writing surface or whatever. So I may just kind of put, yeah, this is one I didn't tear a chunk off of. Well, I had a chunk already off it, but okay. It's just kind of, these are the fancy ones from HomeSense. You see the little scalloped edges? Ooh, fancy schmancy.
Do I want the scalloped edges on there? Like, I'd hate to waste them, you know what I mean? Like, I could definitely make that work, right? Yeah, let's see. Let's see if I can make that work. Yeah, I'm not like tearing this and just all willy-nilly because, you know, this is hoarding material. I don't want to waste a single bit of it. There, so when it folds, there will be this page, and then this page will have a little bit. Okay, yeah. Boop. I mean, it doesn't matter. I guess I could do the whole page pretty much. It's just, here I am marking it. It's like, meh, whatever. Be easier just to do the whole page, I think. Now, once it dries, you come back and you check your corners, make sure everything's down. Why is this blue all of a sudden? I feel like it just had a little bit of, like, see, there's a little bit of blue. I don't know where that came from. Is it in here? Maybe, I don't know. I just got this little, like, blue fleck. Or blue tint, I feel like. Maybe it's just it against the gray, I don't know. Well, yeah, as I was saying, you come back and you make sure all your edges are down and things like that. And if it's any other paper besides these metallic ones, then I would put the edge back down with a little bit of more medium and then do over the top again. But these ones, I'd just put the edge back down. I don't want to, or just glue the edge down. I don't want to go over the top of these. I got to remember that because I was totally just going to. Okay, come on. Now this, you could use like maybe a brayer or a roller, but or a card, but I kind of don't want to. No, maybe I will. Hang on. But I want to be careful not to. Okay, yeah, that's pretty good. I want to be careful not to get glue squished out and then put it onto, it'll get on this and then I rub it all over this. You know what I mean? Okay. Actually, I can see some right now that aren't stuck. So I will come back and do that while I'm here. So yeah, this, oh. Yeah, I don't want to drag a card across that or a squeegee. This actually works pretty good. And again, I want to be careful. I don't want to squish it out, roll it out to the sides and then roll it back over it. I mean, if it's not dry yet, you can, if you look and you've got medium on your metallic parts, then you can usually, no, this isn't, hang on, I could go over this because it's not metallic. There we go. Maybe I'll go over the edges actually here. Hang on. Yeah. Just the very edges. That way, yeah, it'll keep the scalloped edges down. I mean, I could come back to you and like sew it. I may sew around the edge. That's what I do for a lot of these kind of like Franken papers, the papers that I, you know, put two pieces together or whatever to make, you know, a bigger page or whatever. I'll glue them, but then, yeah, usually I'll come through, once everything is dry, very dry, I'll come through and sew them to make sure that they're going to stay, especially if they're in the middle of a signature, like if they're on the fold kind of thing. If I want to reinforce that. Okay. Just a little bit here. Yeah, I guess you don't have to wait for it to dry to see what's sticking. I mean, you can tell pretty quickly. But I do, of course, check it after it's dry as well. Oh, yeah. Look. That gunk.
Yeah, like I picked up some gunk from something. Sometimes that happens. I mean, ink will run, you know, from your napkins or your pages or whatever. Okay, so once this is done, I'll just refold it. There. Pretty, right? Love, love, love that paper. And I'd love to hoard it too, but I did buy it for these journals specifically, so. What next? Maybe I'll do this one. I love this. Like, isn't that so cute for a bee journal, really? Like, it's got all these cute little, you know, not hexagons, but I find just the whole quilt thing, just, it looks, yeah, looks very honeycomb, even if it's not a honeycomb quilt. Like, it kind of feels like a beehive. Everything's kind of in order, you know what I mean? If that makes sense. Okay, what are we going to do with this one? I think I want to use some yellow paper towel or baby wipe. Yeah, I think paper towel. I do have a bunch of tissue paper here too, though. All right. We're going to try this. It comes apart. This was 2-ply apparently. Either that or I've already used the other ply. Don't know. Don't know. And I do like to tear so it's, you know, not an even straight edge. I like to have it a little jagged. I'll follow the die pattern a bit here. Here, this is all kind of white, so I'll just kind of, yeah, tear down here. There, okay. I'm just going to cut this off because that's a good bit. Let's see this. Meh, that's kind of whatever. I'll toss that. I try to do that as I go because, yeah, otherwise it gets out of control. I've got stuff everywhere. I think I'll leave this together to do this. Like, I'll leave it folded to do this. Whoops. If you've got pages that are single that you're going to franken paper together, like stick together, like these ones, it's probably a better idea to maybe wait unless you want to do them together kind of thing. Like if you want the design to carry from one page to the next, it's probably better to wait or to do them before you stick them together, probably. Yeah, with napkins, depending on, you know, if your design's going to overlap or not. Overlap the inside. Yeah, because if you do it ahead of time, it may also add bulk to you trying to glue the pages together. So I guess you have to kind of determine what pages, you know, what's going to suit each page best kind of thing. But I just say that because, I mean, this one's folded, so the bottom one's going to get some glue on it, I'm sure. There's some medium. But, yeah, that's no big deal. All I'm going to do is, you'll see in a minute, once I've got this put on here, when I go to lay it down to dry, I'm just going to open it up to make sure that it doesn't glue itself together, the two pages. Oh, yeah. This yellow dye is running. Oh, yeah, this is Dylusions dye, so they are not water fast. They're beautiful, but yeah, they are not, they will run. Okay. Now this is neat because it has the texture, right? Like the pattern of the paper towel. So it's little dots. So it's almost like a hexagon kind of pattern. And this, I don't care about the wrinkles. I'm going to put them in there. That's fine. It'll add more texture. It's not a picture, so I don't need it to be, you know, flat. It's just, yeah, see, that dye's coming off. So I'm just going to be careful not to get it in here much, or at least be able to scoop it out. And then I'll just wipe off my little squeegee before I do the next one. To not contaminate this too bad, I hope. Yeah, you can see though where the little dots are. Good to know. Oh, yeah, look at that. You see that? I just left a great big smear. Okay, hang on. I was like trying to pick out a little dot and then left a great big smear. It's like, oh no, that's way worse. That is way worse. Okay. Good Lord. Yeah, just be you could probably like, well, I don't know. I was going to say spray seal like dilution stuff before you use it, but then it's going to be all like stiff and stuff. So you're not going to be able to really decoupage with it. So I don't know. I don't know what the solution to that would be, but here we are. I left globs on there. Okay. So since I've got this yellow medium right now, I'm going to use some more yellow. That way it'll, you know, won't be wasted. I don't want to waste it. All right, maybe I'll do, hang on here. We'll do a bit of yellow tissue. Where's my yellow tissue? Want to do a full page? I don't know. Hang on. Let's see. Oh, well, that was great. It tore off like this little corner. No, I'll do a little bit. A little corner here. So yeah, it's not going to matter because it's yellow. And I mean, I could do it, you know, I could just do this like this and just add some yellow, you know, some yellow smears to it and just let it dry like that. It would be the same thing as inking it. So depending on what you're looking for. Thank you. My lovely husband said it's pretty.
You know I love doilies.
You love doilies? Yeah, I know. You and your doily obsession. This man and his doilies. I had to put a stop to that when we moved in together.
My grandmama.
I know. He was raised by his like 80-year-old grandmother in a little fishing village in Newfoundland of like 200 people. Yeah, so he has this old lady like doily thing. And I was like, no, you're not putting doilies like under all of our lamps, yo. It's not happening. I mean, don't get me wrong, I like doilies if, you know, they're not nana doilies. Like, I have a plan for doing curtains with like kind of like a free-form crochet thread doily thing at the top, but like, you know, maybe kind of bright colors. Mr. Dirtle, if you're looking for something to do, could you check my dehumidifier, please?
I was going to, but I didn't want it to beep 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 while I was doing it.
Oh. I just realized I don't think it was on when I came in, so I forgot to check it. Is it full?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, the humidity. Never even thought, oh yeah, we're moving to the ocean. Humidity could be a problem. Definitely is. Thankfully, dehumidifiers are a thing. And they work well, so that's good. Especially since, you know, my craft room is mostly full of fibers and paper.
Costco seems to sell the same one at the same time of year.
What do you think? That's kind of cool, isn't it? Thank you, sir. Love you.
It's off, it'll come on.
Yeah, it should be off. I told it to turn off for my video. Oh, maybe I'll do, yeah, maybe I'll do a little bit of orange too. Come on. Tissue paper sometimes is like, it's just like regular paper. It has like a grain to it, so it tears, like it wants to tear straight in one direction, and then the other direction it just goes crazy all willy-nilly. Got the paint picked out for my living room. Paint picked out and bought. So that's awesome. Thank you, Deb, for that help. It's so funny because we're both interior designers, but I can't do my own house. I can walk into someone else's house and be like, yeah, sure, this color is, you know, this is what you're looking for. My own house, I'm like so indecisive. So I ended up with a shout out to my friend Shar, who told me that Benjamin Moore had a big selection of coral. And that's what I wanted, was a coral, and anything I had found elsewhere, like paint chips from elsewhere, very few corals. And yeah, it was a very, I was very picky about my coral, because if it was too pink, too red, or too yellow, I forget. But anyway, it, with my kitchen color, it ended up looking terracotta, and I did not like. I'm like, no, I want coral. So yeah, I went to Benjamin Moore, got their paint chips, and they had like a bunch of corals. So then I stuck them all to my wall and check the value of them. So that's like the intensity kind of thing against my, like I taped them to my kitchen wall, check them all, you know, to see which ones. You don't want something that's too super pale or too super intense compared to your kitchen color, right? You want them all to be the same intensity. So yeah, I did that and decided on one and went and got it. I gotta tell you though, truth be told, I did not buy Benjamin Moore paint because it's crazy expensive. I used to buy only Behr, but I broke up with them when they split their paint into 3 different like qualities. Yeah, and then I had to, the whole like 1 coat guarantee, I had to cash that in twice in like within a couple months. And I was like, nope, you're not great anymore. So yeah, what I went with was Beauty Tone from Home Hardware, which, I mean, now it's a really good paint. Just don't get the Pro 300 or whatever it is. Get the regular Beauty Tone. I think it's called Signature. So yeah, and if you're trying to match Benjamin Moore, they have them companies, different companies, like paint codes in their system. This is like any company has this now or whatever, but the Benjamin Moore codes, and like after we went through this, I was like, wait, I think I went through this before. If you try to use the Benjamin Moore codes to mix one of their colors, for some reason it doesn't turn out right, and it was horrible. It turned out like peach, very peach, very, very yellow peach. And the woman's like, oh, it's close. And I'm like, and she's like, when it dries, it's going to be darker. I'm like, yeah, it's going to be darker, but it's not going to be less yellow. I'm like, that's way too yellow. So yeah, what she ended up doing was doing the color match instead, like the scan it, whatever. And that was a lot closer, thankfully, because I didn't want to go to Benjamin Moore and pay like $100 for a can of paint instead of the $35 I paid at Home Hardware. Oh wait, why am I closing this? I'm done this page, but do I want to be done? What are we at? Oh, we're at like 43 minutes. Yeah, maybe I'll be done, because I also kind of ran out of trays to put stuff on to dry. Let's see here. I'm sure I can move this now. That's pretty dry. I'll just set that over here in with my cards and things. All right, and I'll do one more. Come on. There. Use it just like a spatula. And I'm going to open it so it doesn't stick and tear. There we go. So there's that one. All right, and I have room to do one more. I do like to, yeah, wipe it off and things because, oh yeah, color can run from tissue paper too. I forget that. Yeah, I like to wipe this off so the next pages don't stick. What am I gonna do? And we'll do, I think maybe another napkin. Yeah, I think I'll do this. Like I said, I mean, it's such a big, such a big area of sheet music. I like it because it's beige, like it's, you know, different. That's very nice. What are we gonna do? Maybe some of this. Now, I don't think the sheet music will show through this since it's metal. Oh, you know what? It's going to a little bit actually. Oh, okay, okay. This is actually tearing nicer too. I'm just gonna kind of do the whole page, I think. Like both sides here. It'll be folded over. And unless they're like the middle page of the signature, you're not gonna see them together, but I think that's okay. It's gonna add interest both ways, both pages. Yeah, I want to make sure that these are like upright. Yeah, I kind of do. You know what I mean? Like I don't want them skewed kind of. Well, it doesn't really matter, but it's just who I am as a person. All right. We'll do this. Yeah, I'll do this and then we'll see what we have for napkins. Now, what was I saying about this one? Did I go over this one? Or no, I went over a metallic paint. So see, this one's like metallic, but it's really muted. So I think it'll be okay to go back over it with the gel medium, maybe. I'm gonna try it and see. Oh yeah, you can see the sheet music through it. Nice. That's cool. Work outwards. And some papers are more prone to wrinkling than others. Like this one's super wrinkly. So like, yeah, your paper strength matters too, not just the water content in your medium. If that's something that bothers you, then make sure you do a test before actually doing your journal or doing it on your journal or in your journal. That makes more sense, I guess. In your journal or on your journal pages. Here. Oh, this is so cool. Yeah, and then I'll come in and we'll do some paper napkin on this too, because I said I'd do some paper napkin. I've done more tissue paper in this video than paper napkin, so I apologize. I intended on doing more paper napkin actually, but here we are. And if you find, once this page is dry, if you find you come in and you don't like that, like where these are looks, you know, it's a different finish, it's more matte than the rest of the page. You don't like the different finish, then just go over the whole thing with another coat of this. Make it all even Steven. Okay, and I kind of want to... Yeah, this one tears nice. Some of it's really stubborn and doesn't want to tear nicely at all. So this just helps, yeah, snazz up some of the pages. I like to use a variety of pages, especially vintage pages. So like music and, you know, book pages and things like that. Like I had some gardening pages, gardening book pages. So yeah, if there's any undesirable areas of the pages, like, you know, too much text or whatever, this makes it easy to snazz it up. I want to put like a, if I put that there, what am I going to put over there? Let's see. And I could do a little bit of this. I'm so hoarding these though. It's like, no, I don't want to use those. I could do some of this. Well, hang on. Look at this, which is gold little little bits, but I mean, they kind of really blend in with that. Do I want that? Do I want them to blend in or pop? Yeah, I'm gonna put some. Let's put some. And I'm not gonna worry about cutting them out. Just gonna tear. Yeah, this edge is all jagged from cutting, so I'm just gonna kind of tear that a little bit. Let's see. Like, look how much of this I used today only. Just a few pages. Yeah. I gotta get next time I get to Halifax, Nova Scotia, I'll have to go to the art store down there. They have an art university, NASCAD, the Nova Scotia College of Art and Design. So they have like good art stores down there. So yeah, once I get to Desir's, which is like a big art store, kind of like a chain, or just a chain, but yeah, I'll go there and buy a big tub of it. And it doesn't have to be expensive. You can buy the cheap stuff. It's not, you know, you're not doing acrylic paintings with it, so And over here. I don't want that border on there, so I'll make sure that's poking off the edge. Down the bottom. Okay. Oh, that kind of wrinkled all up. Stuck it on and then kind of moved it a little bit. My bad. But yeah, don't really care. It adds more interest. And it's not like it's, yeah, like an actual picture. Like, you know, that's going to look weird if it's wrinkly. Yeah, you don't have to do this. You can cut them out. I just kind of like the little, like, the kind of fibery edge it gives it when you tear. Honestly, most of this page is going to end up having medium on it, so it makes sense for me to just go through and kind of do the whole page over probably. I'm going to wait till it dries to see. I mean, it might just kind of be the same finish as the background. I mean, right now, yeah, I can't really see a difference. So, I mean, I don't want to waste medium if I don't have to. But I will decide once it's dry what I got to do. Well, that's kind of cool, eh? That looks still pretty wet, so I'm going to stick that there. Down here it's not. Gonna see if it sticks. There. Oh, see, I went that way and it totally wrinkled it. But thankfully I went back the other way and it fixed it. That won't always work though. Watch out, coffee. Okay. My now cold coffee. I've already microwaved it once. But I get going, busy, and doing things, and I forget about it. Yeah. Okay. What do you think? I think maybe another little one in here. I went looking on Etsy because I thought I had bought some bee napkins at one point. There's different places on Etsy that will sell individual napkins because, I mean, if you go out and buy a package of paper napkins, you've got like, I don't know, like 20 or 40 of them. So like, it's like, okay, well, I want like 3 and then, you know, I'll never use them again or whatever, especially depending on what it is. Some of them, it's like, okay, I'll use one of these ever. So yeah, I went looking and yeah, paper napkins now have got more expensive by the looks of it. They used to be like $1 each. And I'm like, you know what? I'm fine with that. That's still a really nice profit for whoever bought the package.
End of season at Superstore.
Yes, end of season at Superstore. You're right. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, they look like they've gone up in price on Etsy. So what do you think? A little more? I'm kind of thinking like in here, maybe another little. Where did I put that? Oh, there it is. It feels good to use them up though. So yeah, I might have to go back on SwapBot. I haven't been on SwapBot since before I moved, so for a few years now. I just kind of didn't bother going back. Like I stopped swapping before we moved because I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to move and Canada Post isn't necessarily going to redirect anything properly, you know? So I'm like, you never know. So I stopped, but yeah, maybe I'll go back on SwapBot because you can do napkin swaps on there. So say like, you know, whatever the rules of the swap are, whoever hosts it decides, you know, how it's going to work. You can swap, blah, 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 swap, say, 20 napkins, each a different pattern. So it's a really good way to stash build. Definitely, definitely, definitely. Yeah. And I've done some swapping, thankfully, with Deb and Kim. So, yeah. I think I'll be fine for bees. I mean, especially like, oh, when I see what Deb's got for bee stamps, like a nice bee stamp on here, like right there. That'd be awesome. Yes. I don't think, I'll check to see what I have. I think any bee stamps I have are probably little tiny ones, but yeah. All right. I'm going to call that done. There. So I did get a bunch of pages done. That's all right. Not bad. And what I'll do is just kind of let them sit around on their little trays till tomorrow and then come back and, yeah, assess and see. Like I'll trim off the little bits that are overhanging, assess and see if I have to, you know, glue any more bits down or whatever. This I'm just going to leave on this because, yeah, it's like a plastic thing, so even if it was stuck to it, I could just peel it off. Carefully peel it off, because I mean it could tear. But yeah, everything else is on its little trays drying. Oh, I got some paper towel on top of it. Let me show you here. This one, as they dry too, it becomes a little more like transparent. So I'll show you here. You can see it. Sorry. Yeah, you can definitely see the bits and pieces through that, like the writing and stuff. It's kind of cool. All right. Oh yeah, hang on. Look at that. So it's still the stripes, like bees. That's cool. But then, yeah, isn't that awesome? So I might actually do some stenciling or something, like just with like a yellow see-through ink or something, like transparent ink. Something like that. I am in love with this paper. I'm probably going to use most of that in these journals. Yeah. Yeah, if I can make myself do it. Yeah. Oh, and I want to show you guys too. I have some little fabric bits too that I'll be working into things. So this was, they were mask pieces. This was when I was making masks during COVID. Yeah, these were pieces I had cut and didn't make it to masks before everything was kind of over. Yeah. So little bumblebees. See, I'll put some little bees on there too. Those I might attach with Fabri-Tac because then you will still feel that they're fabric. If you put the matte medium on them, I mean, it's going to kind of cover them in like, yeah, you'll still feel a bit of texture, but it'll be like kind of hard. So it won't feel like, it won't be all soft like fabric. So I think the Fabri-Tac should work fine for that. All right. So yeah, I'm calling it. So thanks for joining me. And if you've made it this far in the video, thank you. And yeah, till next time, I hope to have a Thrifty Thursday video this week. And yeah, I don't know what else. Okay. Thanks for watching.